Sanbonani, Molweni, afternoon, and all other African that are official languages of this country. Welcome to our show, I Am a Patriot. And if you've been following this program, you will note that our guest, Dr. O'Gordons, who is a qualified legal practitioner and running his own practice, highlighted quite a very serious issues in the previous episodes. That is why it's quite important that if you missed that other one, this one you can't miss it. So I'm expecting you to press that button, share the program, and subscribe. And just not to waste any time, Dr. Gordons, just give us an update.
Thank you so much, and welcome again to the Patriots. Yeah, it's been a journey. The last time I was here, I shared that Hafiz Sadiq was still on the run. Yes, he's still on the run. He still hasn't been arrested. He's still avoiding justice. He's got 3 warrants of arrest out on his name, and he's still not arrested, as well as Nazir Rahmatullah. The good news is the 4 that were arrested that were hijacking the other business are still in custody. They'll be appearing in court on the 21st of January for their trial. I'm looking forward to that. I've been subpoenaed, so I will be in court for that as a witness.
Okay.
So definitely some great stuff is being achieved. There is another case in Lenasia also that's also receiving some good progress as well with that. Unfortunately, it's not as good all the time because some of the witnesses have been intimidated. One of our witnesses has been shot at, he's been chased down, followed, there was an attempted murder on him. So he's now under protection as well. So it hasn't been all glory and gloom because the culprits are trying to get away with it. So yeah, we've also had some great achievements with the NPA. However, they've sent us a letter telling us that there's over 22 cases that they're investigating in this. And they've highlighted that they won't update me any longer because now they're starting to really get into the action of things.
So these 22 cases, are they also similar with these hijacking?
They're actually about the Pakistani Mafia. All 22 cases are about the same people, Hafiz Sadiq and his crew. Hijacking properties, hijacking businesses, kidnapping people, robbing people at gunpoint. They've been busy. These guys have been busy. If I tell you some of the atrocities that they do in this country, you'll get a shock. They open fake cases against people. They get people arrested and kept in custody, and they actually pay. There's a thing they run called Weekend Special.
Oh, so you were also arrested?
Oh yes, I was arrested. I was a victim of Weekend Special twice.
For trying to unravel all these things and help people.
Exactly.
Just take us through your arrest.
Okay, the first arrest happened when I stopped him from trying to hijack a client's business in Fordsburg. He opened up a fake case, and I shared a lot on that one, where a police officer from province came and arrested me. These guys opened the case at 9:30 on a Saturday morning. I got arrested at 1:30. Come on now, you can tell me.
How so?
You've opened cases in South Africa.
In the morning.
You can open a case in the morning on a Saturday. It's only Tuesday you'll be told who's your investigating officer. But these guys managed to open a case in the morning, 9:30. They get allocated a local investigating officer. And within the very same 4 hours, it was transferred to province, and a provincial investigating officer came and arrested me.
The top guy?
Yeah, from province.
Within a day?
4 hours. 4 hours.
Interesting.
I wish we could have that kind of resources. And that's the reality. And I was arrested within 4 hours by a guy from organized crime at province.
What was the charge?
Pointing of a firearm. I think that never happened.
My God.
That case now has been thrown out of court because that guy didn't even know what he's doing. He got paid to keep me in there for the weekend. Each day he kept me there, he got money. And that's how it's happening in South Africa today. Police get paid to keep you in custody for a weekend special.
Oh, they call it weekend special?
No, they call it weekend special. If you go to Joburg Central, they will tell you, they call me advocate there. They know I'm not an advocate, but they call me advocate because for them it's interesting that these Pakistanis got me arrested twice over a weekend, and the investigating officers happen to live with the docket. The second one was most interesting. I get pointed out going to sign for bail of the first arrest on a Friday at the Deer police station. When I get there, I'm signing.
Or did they give you bail?
Yeah, they gave me bail for the first case. So now the bail conditions are I must sign every Friday at the Deer police station. 4 weeks later, I go and sign again at the Deer police station. As I'm signing, that day I had a funny feeling that something's not right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that cold. I had a massive jacket on. It's like I knew I'm going to a cold place, you know. So there I am, I'm signing, and there this Pakistani Rana Kashif comes screaming, carrying a point-out order. There's my point-out order. Arrest this guy robbed me. I'm like, robbed who? You? These police officers are there. They start, hey, we're going to arrest you, making a noise. And I say, wait, who's this guy? I say, this is the complainant. I say, can I see the point-out order? They show me the point-out order. The name is John Banda. I'm like, this is Rana Kashif, a Pakistani national. This is a Malay lawyer.
Yeah, an African.
An African.
Yeah.
So how does he point me out? No, we've got the other witness hiding that side. I say, why is he hiding? Is he not supposed to point me out? The police officers start making a scene there, as if I'm resisting arrest. I then phone the investigating officers that I'm working with. And one of the brigadiers says, Dr. Rolls, I know what they want to do. They want to arrest you for resisting arrest. Don't resist. Allow them to book you and detain you. We're on our way. I say, okay, calm down. I allow them to book me and detain me. The point-out order was not signed. He never does a witness statement, which is by law. The investigating officer comes 2.5 hours later to come and fetch me. Guess what? It's an investigating officer I know from Joburg Central.
You know this investigating officer?
I know him. He's involved in all these corruptions. And I tell him, I said, do you know? And he recognizes me in the car. Now they thought they speak Tonga. I don't understand him and his colleague. I surprised them. I answered them in Tonga. The guy turns around and he says, I know you. I say, yeah, one thing about Moswe. He realizes who I am. Then he changes the tune. And now he wants to talk nice to me. Yet they were saying I'm full of nonsense. They're going to teach me a lesson in Tonga. When I responded in Tonga, they realized, hey, we're dealing with the wrong kind of
wrong party.
Unfortunately, many people think I'm Nigerian. Others think I'm from wherever. The Pakistanis say I'm from Lesotho. So whatever they think, I'm okay with it.
And you are a South African.
A proud one.
Yeah.
Born and bred. I'm a dandy boy. Dandy boy. Born and bred here, the son of this soil. Both parents from this soil, from this ground. I'm no fake. But the treatment that we got, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I didn't even see the magistrate on Monday. I didn't see the magistrate on Monday. The guys released me at the police cells. I'm currently suing the state on those 2 cases for unlawful arrest. I've given those names of those police officers to national and to province. Nothing has been done about those police officers. They're still doing their jobs. I've shared videos of those police officers demanding money and kidnapping clients on behalf of these Pakistanis. Nothing has happened to them. This is the South Africa we live in. But with all hope, we'll keep fighting. We're not stopping.
Hey, you know what, Dr. Rolls? It seems now you've just opened like a kind of worms, you know, a lot of AIDS. And then I'm kind of concerned with your health, your safety. Because now it seems you're taking the carrot away from the various, you know, stakeholders that are eating.
You know, you're not the first one. Security companies have come to me and said, hey, we can protect you. We are worried about you. These guys are dangerous. These guys are paying top police officials. But I think what scared people more was when I started exposing the police and posting their videos and their names, and they really thought the police were going to take me out. But one thing I believe in is God, and I believe God is protecting me. That's my first protector. Secondly, I believe if I am quiet because of fear, this thing will never go out. Nothing will be done about it. So I had to take my fear and put it aside. I know till today my family is still concerned, worried. Even when my wife heard today, I'm coming. You know, my biggest fan will always go with me wherever I go. But when she heard I'm coming to this, she says, hey, you and these Pakistanis again. Are you not scared? I say, if I'm scared, then what am I doing about the future of my children? What about them? So I do this because I want to make sure that their future is secured. So my fear, I have to put it aside. I have to park it.
I think this should go, it should go to all our people of today. You know, if we see something that actually is going to put our country in danger, The trick is, don't keep quiet. You know, don't fear, because now obviously here we building for our children, as Dr. Gordon says it loud and clear. So please, guys, don't keep quiet. Let's continue, my doctor.
Yeah, so yes, my fear and the fear of many that my life could be at danger is there. But the reality is, if we don't do this, who's going to do it? These guys thrive on fear. And that's why they got me arrested. That's why they've intimidated me. But the nice part is, I'll tell you something that will shock you now. These mafias know my house. They know my address. They've been there. They came to serve me with protection orders. So who do they fear more? Seems like they're more scared of me than I need to be scared of them. They've gone and applied for protection order against me. Came with police to come and serve me, the protection order. Am I not the one who's supposed to go for a protection order against them?
Protecting against what?
They're saying the guy puts it this way to the police. He says he's a monster, a giant. I fear for my life, he will kill me.
You're going to kill him.
So I think God makes them see a monster and a giant when they see me. So that's the beauty. God makes me a monster and a giant in their eyes. So they fear the monster and the giant. So let them continue seeing the monster and the giant, because I'm coming for them and I'm not stopping.
This is interesting. It is interesting. You know, and I was like intrigued by these guys to be in a position to obtain a fake court order, which actually to me gave me this picture to say even the justice system has been compromised, or rather captured.
You know, one thing I would defend today is judges.
Okay.
Many people have been given the impression that judges are bought. I'm not saying judges are not bought, but in my case, I've got to sit down and see thoroughly that judges did what they were doing based on the information presented to them. Now, these guys have identified a loophole in the system. Let me give you a quick rundown of how it works. We at the High Court have now developed a system in South Africa, which is Court Online. Now, Court Online basically says even you can register a profile, update your information, and you can upload a case, you can sue anybody using the online system. These Pakistanis know that. Now, they got people who used to work as interpreters at the courts. They work with them. They've got people that are registrars, clerks at the court. They pay them. They've got attorneys who don't want to show their faces, that draft documents for them.
The faceless ones.
The faceless ones. So they've got a system ready there. So they represent themselves. But people draft their papers and everything. So all these fake papers get drafted. They file in the court. Then they put somebody out there who receives the documents on their behalf. So it looks like you received the documents. There's proof of service and everything. My investigation has even led me to find out that sheriffs are even paid.
Okay.
In this case that I investigated, sheriff has been reported as well. Because sheriffs have a hand in all this. How does a court issue a court order to tell the sheriff to restore a business and a building back to its rightful owners? But the sheriff does not do that. Instead, in the sheriff's proof of service, he writes there that I spoke to a Mr. Hafiz Sadiq and he refused and said that he will hold on to the keys until the next court date.
So he alters what the court has said?
No, he doesn't alter it. The sheriff does not execute the order. Because Hafiz Sadiq told him that no, I'm not going to give you the keys. I'm not going to give these people back the business. What type of a sheriff is that?
Because they've been paid.
That's the only obvious answer. Someone's paying them. These guys have power to bring police. They can call police on their direct lines.
Remove that photos. That's I show you now in our video.
Now, we've been there. Go there, you're going to stop an execution of a fake order or something. They call their own police officers on their direct lines. Those police officers come to you directly. My brother, these guys, a sheriff was busy executing an order of eviction, evicting a Ethiopian who was paying rent to the Pakistani in a building that does not belong to the Pakistani. Do you know while the sheriff is executing the order, removing these things, This Somalian, Ethiopian I mean, calls the police officers on his cell phone. Sheriff didn't come with police, he came with securities to execute a court order. But police came 3 vans and they perusing sheriff's documents as if there's something wrong with the sheriff. Police, who were supposed to be engaged by the sheriff if he needed them, get called by this Ethiopian. We then say to the sheriff, to the police, please check the validity of their documents. They never did. Instead, they start telling us, are you going to teach us our job? We're like, how? Just a question. I asked you who called you, you couldn't answer me. Now I ask you to check these people's papers. You are asking me, am I teaching you a job? Number one, did the sheriff ask you, are you teaching him his job when you came and interfere in his job? Then they start going around mumbling and mumbling. I say, guys, you know what? It's very clear that these guys called you. And I don't think they phoned this police station. I think they called you on your personal numbers. Because you guys, I used to always come past here. And I used to see you coming to eat here, drink here, and smoke oka pipe here in this building. And I know you. I've got videos of you. When they had that, then they start walking out one by one. That's the reality we see. The criminals know what they're doing. And they are paying well.
Yeah, I've got this feeling this is happening all over the country. Not only here. In the CBDs. What's your take on that?
The reality is, my brother, our police system is corrupt to the core.
Even the justice system?
The justice system has been infiltrated by criminality of high note. Unfortunately, some of the judges are being labeled as corrupt because orders are signed by judges. But what I've investigated and picked up is that the clerks of the court are the ones that are fully involved. Let me explain my case to you. Hafiz Sadiq gets a court order. It gets overturned by another court order. So it makes his court order invalid.
With the first
right? So it makes his court order invalid because he got it illegally. Right? Because he gave false information and false evidence. So it was thrown out, it was cancelled, doesn't exist. But he was able to obtain warrants of ejection from the very same court that overturned his order. 4 times. He used warrants of ejection to eject the building again.
Some contradiction.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because who is involved? Clerks of the court. They are the ones that issue the warrants, not the judge. The judge has overturned that order. The responsibility of the clerks is to verify if that order was still valid, that he is applying for a warrant for. If that order was overturned and everything is on the system, they're not supposed to issue that warrant. They issue the warrants. I've got 4 of them as evidence. We've reported this to the judge president even. To say, investigate this. And we are now noticing that our noise is working because they are starting to tighten these loopholes.
Meaning because the judge president has actually succeeded, yes.
Now you can see, as much as they don't come back to us and acknowledge that, hey, we made a blunder, you are able to see that now, to get a warrant, there are some compliance things that you must go through. And somebody goes into the system to verify that there are no applications and counter applications on that before they issue a warrant. So things are now starting to get done slowly but surely in the right way.
Dr. Ross, in your own personal opinion, my brother, because now this thing, it's endemic. What do you think, or what do you think should be done in order to combat it? Or rather, not minimize it because it should stop in any way. What do you think should be done?
Our system needs to start working with each other. My investigation has shown that our system does not communicate with each other. Okay. The police want to protect themselves and do what they feel is the right way of doing things. And then you've got the criminals who are paying the corrupt people, even at top police positions, at high-ranking political positions. You know, in my case, I even had people of politicians. I've got a TikTok video which exposes even EFF guy who was involved in trying to stop the arrest of Ali Arshad in a case which was part of because he's part of the syndicate. And EFF was getting involved.
How were they gaining as a political party? Were they big?
Me, I'll be honest with you, my brother. If you can study this Pakistani Mafia, the Somali Mafia, the Ethiopian Mafias, these people are funding political parties at a large scale. At a large scale. I'll show you a typical example. Ask yourself why the politicians, apart from those that you hear talking, why are the other political parties very quiet on the issue of this puzzle shop issue? And the poisoning of the children?
Yes.
Why are they quiet?
I was about to come there. Yes.
Go and look at their rallies. Go and look who supports their rallies. Go and look at the people who are funding their rallies. These are the spaza shop owners. These are the Kasi economy runners. I will share something with you, and I'll be put on the slate for it, but I've got proof and evidence. I've studied it well. You know, the first people we need to start going to investigate thoroughly on the spaza shop thing, where it got to where it is, are the big corporates. They can pay
the ShopRite.
Spar, ShopRite. Ask me why.
I was about to. Yeah.
Remember in the good old days, expired goods, what was happening to them?
Throw them away.
They had to have a record.
Donate them.
Donate them, throw them away, and they had to have a record of what happens to these things. How are these things now finding their way to the Indian shops? To the Pakistani, Somalians, Ethiopian shops?
Because I would see a brand of ShopRite inside a Pakistani shop or Ethiopian shop, and I will ask myself, how did it reach there?
Can I share with you a business model that I've investigated and I've got evidence?
Go ahead, my doctor.
Let's take an example. I'm one of the big groups, Gordon Supermarket. I've got branches everywhere. And I'm controlling the supply chain of the goods coming to me. Now my goods on my shelves are reaching expiry date. Law in South Africa requires me to dispose and show my disposal certificates, and I can get my tax
the
rebate.
consumer goods.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because they are not good for human consumption. Or I must show that I've donated it before it reached the expiry date to organizations that will give me letters to prove that. Here comes a group of business investors, as termed by our president, investors. And they say, sell us these things.
The one that should be thrown out.
Yeah, before they reach their expiry date. We will buy all of it. And we will make sure...
Obviously, it's a cheaper price.
Exactly. And we'll make sure that we disperse of it. Me, as a conglomerate business, the big business, I don't want to know what happens to it. I only see that I'm saving profit. So what I'm going to do? I buy, sell it. I do a contract that says to these guys, please make sure that it doesn't reach the market. But do I make a follow-up to see that these things don't reach the market? Now guess what they've done? They've created their own supply chain. So they've opened up their own suppliers. They've opened up their own warehouses. So they go buy these goods in stock, in large bulk, put it in their warehouses, and then they distribute it to their shops.
My God.
They did it. It was working. But then when these big corporates started seeing that these guys are going to put us in trouble, they stopped supplying them. You understand? Because they found out that these guys are changing dates. That's why they're all quiet. You'll never hear Pick n Pay talking about this spaza shop thing.
Yeah.
You'll never hear ShopRite making a statement against themselves. Woolies. Did you see the last video of the guys in Sidibeng? Of the tin fish?
Yes.
Did you see the boxes and the packaging?
Yes.
Came from where? Woolworths. Did you have a statement from Woolworths distancing themselves from it?
No.
Expired pill charts in Woolworths boxes being repackaged, changed the expiry date, repackaged in plastic wrappings. But it came from Woolworths boxes. Guess those boxes, what do they normally go to? Those are the Woolworths boxes that they use for donations. To go and give these about to expired goods to others.
About to expire, yes.
Did they make a statement? No. It's only now when people saw fake pill charts. Did you know we're eating fake fish, fake pill charts bought at Woolworths and Pick n Pays? Only today, I saw a statement coming from Woolworths. Because it went viral.
Oh, what were they saying?
They're saying they're going to investigate these fake pill charts.
So they're pretending as if they don't know.
How don't they know? When the fake water was reaching the stores, why didn't they talk? Remember when people were creating their own Bonacqua and their Valpre in their own backyard manufacturing shops? The Chinese man was arrested, but we found out that these were the very waters that were in your Pick n Pays, your ShopRites, and your Spars. Fake Valpre. Did you ever hear a statement from Woolworths?
No.
Now ask yourself, what is the supply chain agreement between Woolworths and their suppliers? When did ShopRite stop buying directly from the supplier and buy from a middleman who was a Chinese man and stocked up their stores? Come on.
Oh my God. Sapheli says, siyafaka manje. You see, now we are dying now. Even the big corporate guys are conniving with these people. Yo.
And they pretend like they don't know. To be honest with you, I cannot sit idly by as a big store and say I don't know where that water came from. But yet I control my supply chain. I know my suppliers. So how does that infiltrate the system? And I don't pick it up. It's all about profits, my brother. If I can save $10, so be it. Make more profits. And this is what needs to be exposed. We are targeting the spazas in the communities. Yes, we have every right to do that because Kasi economy belongs to South Africans. But it's been infiltrated by these people. But all this is because we are run by mafia cartels. My war is not only against Pakistani Mafia. It's against every mafia cartel that has disrupted the system of South Africa and has turned it to corruption.
Yeah. You know, before I close, my doctor, before I say whatever I want to say, what would be your last words?
South Africa needs to catch a wake up. And we need to use the platforms that we're using today to make the noise. But there's one thing that I want to talk to South Africans about that I'm hugely concerned about. Disunity. You know, if we look at how we fight, we end up fighting each other while fighting a certain cause. I've watched very, very interestingly how the spaza shop war is carrying on. Now you've got South Africans against South Africans. The tenants are now using the landlords to fight their fight because the politics of the stomach has kicked in.
Exactly.
The owners of these houses, the owners
getting rent,
are now saying, no, you can't chase these people away.
I'm eating them.
Now you are forcing a South African to fight a South African because you are more worried about your rent, your income that you are generating. Where is the unity? It's because it's not your child that was killed by these poisonous things. And that's why you can stand up and do that and defend these atrocities that are happening. South Africans need to unite. These people unite against us, but we are disunited against them.
Truly so.
Right now we are looking for solutions for paza shops. You've got everyone forming new organizations to say, this is a solution, this is a solution, this is a solution. I've said, and I've been looking at the different solutions and proposals that many people are making. Others are making, and they're already putting prices in it and fixing things in it. But you can see the elements of greed that somebody wants to benefit out of this.
Yes.
And that is what's going to kill us. Because we are always chasing the politics of the stomach. What am I going to benefit from this? When are we going to start doing things for South Africans because we love this country and we want to make it better? And I think this is where I'm going to say that the message needs to be strong to our own people. When we say enough is enough, let's unite in saying enough is enough. We cannot be disconnected, yet we want to achieve the same goal. Then we're going to lose, because that's what they're using to beat us. We talk corruption. We say police are corrupt. But you go and you want to pay a policeman to go and arrest somebody for a fake case. How do we deal with corruption in that way? Because we've seen what the foreigners are doing. We want to live that life as well. It's not going to take us anywhere. If we say we want to clean it out, let's clean this thing from the core and change ourselves first.
Yeah. But in the Zulu, I share Konkosini, ngesixhosa abantu ayibethe esikhongwaneni. I would like to address this firstly to the ministers in the government of national unity in all your different portfolios, notably the justice, the police, and this trade and industry guys. Please, we cannot let our country die. And secondly, to all those tenants that have these people that are killing our people, you've just heard it loud and clear. Asihlangananga, we are not united. Dr. Gordon Ross here is saying, let South Africa unite. Now, being a patriot, what does that mean? It means a person who loves his country. So now, as I Am a Patriot show here, we love this country. Please, subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.